You survived the first week in Vietnam. You figured out how to cross the road. You found your favorite pho spot. You even stopped flinching every time a motorbike horn went off. After a year, you felt like you finally had this place figured out. And then Vietnam reminded you, you don't. Because there are things about living here that don't get easier after a week or a month or even a full year. Things that still catch you off guard. Things that still make you stop and think, wait, what just happened? If you're planning to move to Vietnam, already living here, or just curious what long-term expat life is really like, this video is for you. These aren't the tourist surprises. These are the ones nobody talks about. Number 1. Traffic never gets normal. Let's start with the obvious one, and the one people always underestimate. Everyone says you'll adapt to the traffic, and in a way you do. You learn when to step, when to pause, how to read the flow. But here's what no one tells you. Adapting to traffic and finding it normal are two completely different things. After a year, you're better at crossing the road. You're not better at finding it logical. A motorbike will come at you the wrong way on a one-way street, and every single person around you will act like nothing happened. A truck will reverse out of a side alley, into oncoming traffic, without a signal, without looking. And somehow, it works. The rules aren't the rules you know. They're an unspoken social contract that takes years to fully understand. Expats who've been here 3, 4, or 5 years will tell you the same thing. The traffic still gets them. Number 2. The noise operates on a schedule. You expected Vietnam to be loud. What you didn't expect is that the noise has a timetable. 6 a.m. Construction starts, even on weekends. 7 a.m. The gas truck comes through the street, honking its very specific horn that sounds like a broken toy. Midday. Loudspeaker announcements from the ward office. Some nights. Karaoke from a neighbor who is very passionate and very off-key. And then, at random hours that feel deeply personal, funeral music. There's nothing quite like being woken up at 3 in the morning by traditional Vietnamese funeral instruments and realizing this is your life now. What still shocks most long-term expats isn't the noise itself. It's how completely unfazed everyone else is. You mention it to a local friend. They shrug. Oh yes, the funeral was last Tuesday. After a year, you start to accept the noise. But accepting it and expecting it are still two different things. Number 3. Prices change when they see your face. This one stings a little. Even when you understand why it happens. After a year in Vietnam, you know the price of a bowl of bun bo hue. You know what a fair Z-Om fare looks like. You know the going rate for a kilo of mangoes at the local market. And it still doesn't always matter. Because the moment a vendor sees your face, sometimes the price goes up. Now, to be fair, this isn't unique to Vietnam. It happens across Southeast Asia. And the gap has gotten smaller in cities as tourism has normalized. But after a year, what still gets to you isn't the price difference. It's the mental energy of constantly calculating whether you're being charged fairly. The key shift that most long-term expats make? They stop fighting every single price. They pick their battles. And they build relationships with vendors who treat them like regulars. Because those people exist. And they are wonderful. But yes, after a year, it still happens. Number 4. The weather is more extreme than you expected. Before you moved to Vietnam, you knew it was going to be hot. You were not prepared. Vietnam is not one climate. It's 3 completely different ones stacked on top of each other. Hanoi has a real winter. Cold, gray, damp, and then a phenomenon called Nam season, where the humidity is so extreme that your floors literally sweat. Not figuratively, your tiles will be wet. Da Nang and the Central Coast get typhoon season. And typhoon season when you're a tourist who can leave is very different from typhoon season when you live there. Ho Chi Minh City in April is a heat that doesn't ask permission. After a year, most expats still don't fully adapt to the climate. They just learn to schedule their lives around it. Early mornings, Afternoons inside. A very good fan. Number 5. How deep the food culture goes. You spent your first month eating pho, banh mi, and bun bo hue. You felt like you understood Vietnamese food. You did not understand Vietnamese food. After a year, you're still discovering dishes that have no name on any menu. Just a woman on a specific corner at 7 in the morning who makes one thing, and makes it perfectly. You start to understand that in Vietnam, food isn't just sustenance. It's identity. It's regional pride. It's family memory. The same dish can taste completely different in Hanoi, Hoi An, or Saigon. And locals will argue passionately about which version is correct. After a year, what still surprises most expats is that Vietnamese food culture has layers they haven't reached yet. They're not tourists anymore, but they're still students. And honestly, that's one of the best things about living here. Number 6. The healthcare system is complicated. This is one area where most pre-move research doesn't go far enough. Vietnam has 3 tiers of healthcare, and understanding which one to use and when takes time. Public hospitals are technically available to everyone, but they're often overcrowded. And navigating them without fluent Vietnamese can be genuinely difficult. Private local clinics are better, faster, and surprisingly affordable. A doctor visit can cost $10 to $20, but quality varies significantly. International hospitals offer familiar standards and English-speaking staff, but prices can reach $200 or more for basic consultations. After a year, most expats have figured out their system. They have a local clinic they trust for minor things. They have an international hospital for anything serious. And they have health insurance. Because one real emergency without it is a financial disaster. The shock isn't the cost. It's how long it takes to figure out the system. Number 7. Bureaucracy hits different when you live there. When you were a tourist in Vietnam, paperwork was easy. You showed up, you got a stamp. When you live here, it's a different story. Visa regulations change. Extensions require documents you didn't know you needed. Business licenses involve processes that don't always match what's written online. And there's one thing that takes most expats a full year to truly understand. Vietnam runs on relationships. Knowing the right person, at the right office, in the right ward, can change a 6-week process into a 3-day one. This isn't corruption. It's just how things move. It's a system built on trust and personal connection. And once you understand that, it starts to make more sense. But in the meantime, the bureaucracy is real. It is confusing. And it will, at some point. Test your patience completely. Number 8. Vietnamese people are warm and private at the same time. This is one that takes most expats by surprise, because it feels like a contradiction. Vietnamese people are genuinely warm, generous, hospitable. If you're welcomed into someone's home, you will be fed until you physically cannot eat anymore. But after a year, many expats realize they have dozens of friendly acquaintances and very few deep local friendships. There's a layer of Vietnamese social culture that takes time, real time, to reach. Family relationships are deep and central. Social circles are often built from school, neighborhood, or work connections that go back years. An expat who arrived last year doesn't naturally slot into those networks. This isn't coldness. It's just a different architecture of trust. The expats who build deep friendships here tend to be the ones who learned some Vietnamese, who stayed in one neighborhood, who showed up again and again. It takes longer than a year, but it's worth it. Number 9. The cost of living creep. Vietnam is cheap. This is true. But here's what no one tells you before you move. Your lifestyle will expand to fill your budget. And then some. In the beginning, you're eating street food, riding a motorbike, living in a modest apartment. Life costs almost nothing. Then you discover rooftop bars, weekend trips to Dalat, imported cheese that costs 3 times as much as in Europe, but you need it. You hire a cleaner. You upgrade your apartment. You start buying things from Shopee at midnight because it's so easy. The country is affordable. The lifestyle inflation is the real surprise. Number 10. Motorbike culture is a whole lifestyle. Getting a motorbike in Vietnam is one of the first things most expats do. And for good reason. It's freedom. It's efficient. It makes the city feel completely different. But after a year, you realize a motorbike here isn't just transportation. It's a relationship. You know your mechanic by name. He knows your bike. He will fix something small and sometimes not charge you. He will tell you when something bigger needs attention before it becomes a problem. The motorbike is also community. Long-termers talk about the way a morning ride changes your relationship with the city. The smells, the side streets, the shortcuts that take years to learn. And then there's the moment after about a year when you realize the motorbike is the infrastructure. Vietnam didn't build its cities around cars. It built them around two wheels. And once you understand that, everything about how the streets work starts to make sense. Number 11. The generational gap in modern Vietnam. This is something tourists rarely notice. But after a year, it becomes impossible to ignore. Vietnam is changing faster than almost any country in Southeast Asia. Young Vietnamese in their 20s, especially in Hanoi and Saigon, are global, digital, ambitious, and culturally connected to the rest of the world. Older generations carry a completely different set of values, rhythms, and expectations. These two worlds live side by side, and sometimes they create visible tension. The way younger Vietnamese approach work, dating, family expectations, and even food is different enough from their parents' generation that it's almost like two cultures existing in the same country. For expats who spend time with people across different age groups, this becomes one of the most fascinating things about modern Vietnam. It also explains some things that can be confusing at first, like why the same question can get two completely opposite answers, depending on who you ask. Number 12. You're never fully local, and that's okay. This is the one that takes a full year to sit with. After 12 months in Vietnam, some things will never change. You will still get looked at in certain neighborhoods. You will still get quoted a different price sometimes. You will still miss a joke. You will still mispronounce something that makes everyone at the table laugh, including you. And here's what most long-term expats eventually arrive at. That's okay. You are not local. You are a long-term guest. And Vietnam, for all its complexity and contradiction, is an incredibly generous host. After a year, the expats who are happiest here are not the ones who tried to become Vietnamese. They're the ones who stayed curious, who kept learning the language even slowly, who built routines, who found their neighborhood, their mechanic, their faux lady, who stopped expecting Vietnam to make sense by foreign logic and started appreciating it on its own terms. Vietnam rewards patience. It rewards curiosity. And after a year, it gives you something most places don't. The feeling that you are genuinely somewhere with texture, depth, and a character that takes a lifetime to fully know. The 12 things we covered today are not reasons to avoid Vietnam. They are reasons to respect it. Now I want to hear from you. Which one on this list surprised you the most? Or if you're already living in Vietnam, what would you add to this list? Drop it in the comments below. If you found this video useful, subscribe. We cover the real side of long-term travel and expat life, not just the highlights. See you in the next one.